Among the stories of human achievement and progress in aviation, there exist dark tales that remind us of our vulnerability. One such story is the tale of American Airlines Flight 191, a story not scripted for the silver screen, but stone-cold reality, raw, unfiltered, and brutally honest. Imagine a bustling Chicago O'Hare International Airport on a seemingly ordinary day, 25 of May, 1979. Passengers, eager to reach Los Angeles, board a McDonnell Douglas DC-10, unaware that they are stepping into a chapter of history marked by tragedy. This isn't just a recount of a plane crash. It's a journey into a moment where fate's cruel twist reshaped the aviation world, stunned a nation, and transformed safety protocols forever. Prepare to embark on a journey back in time to one of the darkest days in American aviation history. This is the story of American Airlines Flight 191, a tragedy that lives through time, reminding us of the fine line between life and unprecedented calamity. Before delving into the fateful day itself, let's paint the backdrop of American Airlines Flight 191. In the late 1970s, air travel was experiencing a golden era. Airports were portals to the world, promising adventure and opportunity. American Airlines, a titan in the industry, was at the forefront of this era, connecting cities, people, and dreams. Flight 191 was more than just a flight number. It symbolized a bridge between the bustling metropolis of Chicago and the sunny shores of Los Angeles. The aircraft, a McDonnell Douglas DC-10, was a marvel of its time, a wide-body airliner that promised comfort and speed. On board, a slice of society, 258 passengers and 13 crew members, each a story, a purpose, a life. Business travelers, families starting vacations, individuals chasing dreams in the city of angels. Their narratives, diverse and rich, were united by a common thread, a journey aboard Flight 191. This flight was poised to be another routine ribbon in the sky, but history had scripted a different course, a course that would transform this routine flight into a pivotal chapter in aviation safety and human tragedy. The 25th of May, 1979 dawned like any other day at Chicago O'Hare International Airport, one of the busiest hubs in the world. Flight 191 was scheduled for a routine takeoff at 3:02 p.m., destined for Los Angeles. Little did the passengers and crew know that their flight, set to depart in the afternoon sun, would etch a permanent mark in the history of aviation. As the DC-10 rolled down the runway, accelerating for liftoff, something catastrophic unfolded. Just as the plane lifted off the ground, its left engine detached, flipping over the wing. This was more than a mechanical failure. It was the beginning of an irreversible tragedy. In mere seconds, the aircraft rolled uncontrollably, veering to the left. The pilots, experienced and skilled, battled to correct the course, but fate had already sealed the plane's destiny. The DC-10, now in a perilous roll, crashed into an open field just a short distance from the runway. The impact was devastating. A massive fireball erupted, visible for miles, marking the spot where Flight 191 came to a tragic end. The disaster claimed the lives of all 271 people on board and 2 individuals on the ground. In that moment, the joy of air travel was overshadowed by a cloud of sorrow and disbelief. The crash of Flight 191 became the deadliest aviation accident in U.S. history at that time, a grim title that underlined the magnitude of the catastrophe. It was a moment that shattered the tranquility of a Friday afternoon and shook the nation to its core. In the wake of the crash, O'Hare Airport transformed from a bustling hub of travel into a scene of chaos and despair. Emergency services rushed to the site, confronting a landscape of destruction. The wreckage of Flight 191 lay strewn across the field, engulfed in flames, a stark contrast to the clear spring sky. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Firefighters and rescue personnel, despite their swift action, were met with a heart-wrenching reality. There were no survivors. The scale of the tragedy was immense, compounded by the loss of 2 bystanders, marking the crash as not only an aviation disaster, but a community tragedy. News of the crash rippled through the nation, capturing headlines and halting hearts. Families awaiting their loved ones in Los Angeles were met with incomprehensible news. A nation, accustomed to the safety and routine of air travel, grappled with the magnitude of the loss. The aviation industry, too, was in shock. American Airlines, a symbol in the skies, now faced one of the darkest moments in its history. The crash of Flight 191 wasn't just a single event. It was a pivotal moment that would spark a nationwide introspection on aviation safety and lead to sweeping changes. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, launched an exhaustive investigation into the crash of Flight 191. The question on everyone's mind was clear. What caused this catastrophic failure?
And he started banking around and he just came straight down.
Investigators scoured the crash site, piecing together evidence amid the wreckage. Their focus soon turned to the aircraft's left engine. It was discovered that as the plane took off, the engine had not only detached, but had also severed critical hydraulic lines and electrical cables. This catastrophic sequence of events led to the loss of control and the eventual crash. But the investigation dug deeper, seeking the root cause of the engine detachment. It was found that during maintenance work weeks earlier, a critical error had been made. The engine and pylon assembly had been removed and reattached in a way that compromised structural integrity. This revelation was alarming. It pointed to a systemic issue in maintenance procedures, not just for American Airlines, but potentially industry-wide. The DC-10, once a symbol of modern aviation, was now under intense scrutiny. The findings of the NTSB prompted immediate action. Across the industry, airlines began inspecting their DC-10 fleets, leading to the grounding of numerous aircraft. Maintenance procedures were overhauled, and the aviation community took a hard look at its practices, determined to prevent such a tragedy from ever occurring again. The crash of Flight 191 was a watershed moment in aviation history. It brought to light the critical importance of maintenance and operational procedures, sparking reforms that would ripple across the industry for years to come.
The bolt that I have in my hand is the bolt that came off the aircraft. It reflects a fatigue crack.
The legacy of American Airlines Flight 191 extends far beyond its immediate tragedy. Its impact resonated through the halls of aviation authorities, airlines, and aircraft manufacturers, starting a new era of aviation safety and regulation. In response to the disaster, the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, implemented strict regulations regarding aircraft maintenance procedures and inspection routines. The DC-10 design and maintenance processes underwent rigorous scrutiny, leading to significant safety enhancements not just for the DC-10 but for all commercial aircraft. The crash also prompted a cultural shift within the aviation industry. Safety became the paramount concern, transcending all other aspects of airline operations. Airlines and maintenance crews adopted more conservative approaches, placing greater emphasis on thorough inspections and adherence to safety protocols. Moreover, the tragedy of Flight 191 played a crucial role in advancing accident investigation techniques. It highlighted the importance of understanding not only the technical aspects of a crash, but also the human and organizational factors. This holistic approach to safety has since become a cornerstone in preventing aviation disasters. Today, the lessons learned from Flight 191 continue to influence aviation safety. The tragedy serves as a sobering reminder of the responsibilities that come with the miracle of flight, a reminder that every decision, every procedure, and every action in aviation carries the weight of human lives.
American 191 Heavy, you want to come back into what runway?
As we reflect on the story of American Airlines Flight 191, we are reminded of the fragility of life and the relentless pursuit of safety in the face of adversity. This tragic event, more than just a dark chapter in aviation history, is a poignant reminder of the cost of complacency and the continuous need for vigilance. The legacy of Flight 191 is not solely defined by the tragedy and the lives lost. It is also shaped by the lessons learned and the advancements in aviation safety that followed. The tragedy became a catalyst for change, driving improvements that have undoubtedly saved countless lives. In honoring the memory of the 273 souls lost on that fateful day, we recognize the relentless efforts of those who work behind the scenes in the aviation industry, the engineers, maintenance crews, pilots, and regulatory bodies. all dedicated to ensuring that such a tragedy never happens again. Flight 191's story teaches us that from the depths of tragedy can arise a commitment to improvement, a dedication to safety, and a resolve to ensure that the skies remain a place of wonder, not of fear. It reminds us that in the intricate dance of human endeavor, our greatest challenges can lead to our most enduring triumphs. As we continue to soar towards new horizons, let us carry the lessons of the past, not as burdens, but as beacons guiding us towards a safer, more secure future in the skies.